Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to Pepe Update today. And everything about Pepe right now is insanely beautiful. It is amazing. I love when a coin respects a trend line. Okay, and it is beautiful as of now, as of the current state as I'm speaking, right at the moment. But keep in mind, it doesn't take one split second to flip the other way around from beautiful to ugly. So always expect that. It's almost like wearing a white dress in public, walking down, and you're looking so amazing on that white dress, and all of a sudden, a car passes through and in a huge speed, and they actually splash water on your white dress. All of a sudden, everything changes. Okay, you don't even know how quickly that happened. Something like that can always happen. So when is it going to happen that the car splash goes on Pepe? It's actually, Pepe is wearing a very beautiful white dress right now, but the thing is, when is it going to be ugly? When is that splash going to go to it? Is the splash even going to fall on Pepe at all? Okay, these are the things I want you to know. So number one, the way it has respected the trend line, my goodness. All right, let's go back and let's look at 1st of March 2024. This is where the whole story starts. So ladies and gents, you got one amazing respect of a trend line. Do you see this wick? Beautiful. Okay, you touch the wick. This is the touch number one right over there, right? Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to just zoom out a little bit, and we're going on in time here. I'm just going to zoom out completely again. So that was the first one right there, and look at the second one. Let's zoom in at the second one right over here. Okay, so that was the second touch, and even though you touch it, you had some few days consolidation. So do expect some few days consolidation where you were just sideways for 5 to 6 days before you didn't actually start to push back to the upside. It was a little bit boring for some few days, of course, creating that tension, making people sell off, creating doubt in people's mind if it's going to move at all. All right, another touch right over here again. This was beautifully one bounce off that trend line, and then it started to push up again. And then you had another one right here. As you can see, you had the touch, you had the sideways movement for 5 to 6 days before you started moving up. And then the previous one happened in 7th of November last year. So we're talking about almost 4 months ago. And 4 months ago, you had this one touch. And then in Q4, absolutely beautiful, right? Do you remember that Q4? We had an amazing Q4 4 months ago. So Pepe did all-time high. So this trend line has been respected yet again, because as I told you, the buyers are responsible to push the prices back up. If Pepe could have come down and closed at 841, there was a good chance this trend line was being lost. But right now, it is being respected. And if you notice one thing, yes, we had a wick to the downside, but wicks are fine. You can have a wick below a trend line. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't invalidate it. But look at the next candles. Look what happens next. You still close above that trend line, and you're still holding above that trend line. That it's crazy. It's really crazy. And that's why I say it is insanely beautiful that even when you go down and you push to the lower this lower trend line right now, you're holding that. Okay, you're holding that. I just have to tweak the trend line just a little bit more to kind of match that perfection. So just a little bit of that tweak, you can see, go something like that. Now this was the wick down, right? So this was the wick, and very quickly you made a recovery back to the upside, and now you're sideways. So by the look of things, if we go with that lower support, which is a very long time support, and then you have this upper resistance coming up. We have decision until 6th of February, which is actually today. In some few hours, I would actually say in more like 18 hours. In the next 18 hours, I expect the prices to start to jump off like this, break this trend line, and start to pick up a little bit. And you have yourself a first technical target, which is going to be nearly 1258 coming up next. Now, when is the splash going to happen? The splash is, personally, I believe that the splash can happen when you completely go down and you go down to 794. If you really go down 794, the splash is gonna happen, but I highly doubt. I think it's an amazing time to be in Pepe, honestly, because the chart say so, not me. Go with the chart, go with the charting. You're really oversold right now. And of the RSI even says this is the best place you can ever buy Pepe, because then again, you are the lowest possible place of the RSI. You are the 28 level of the RSI. What else do you need? Okay, what else do you need? So that's all for the video. I'm going to see you in the next one. Love is.